Today on Slinging Paint, it is time for the war in Christmas Village. Stay tuned. Hi, welcome back, fellow slingers. We are going to finish up the War in Christmas Village stuff today. We don't have much left to do on these guys. Basically, it's just the bottom of the robes on Saint Nick here. Let's see if I can kind of... Yeah, they're still black, so we just have to work those up a little bit. And then it's just doing a little bit of work on Krampus. Got to finish his satchel and the kid that's in his the kid that's in the satchel. The snowmen, just a few little details here and there. Mostly the set is mostly complete. We're probably not going to complete it in today's video, but they will be finished, and I will have some stills that you can look at and ooh and on, whatever you like. So let's get started here. We're going to start with Father Christmas here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it a white robe, but we're going to do a nice cool white. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a color called the Fang, which is a nice kind of dark bluey gray. And we are going to give it an all over color. There we are. Alright, so starting with the Fang, what we're going to do is we're actually going to be nice and sloppy with this right off the bat. Not going to worry about too much if we go over some details. Now, I've had a long time in learning how to do whites over or making a nice white over a black. So it is possible. Takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of work, but the results look absolutely amazing. And there's ways that you can do warm whites, cool whites. You can do neutral whites. Neutral whites are a little bit different, but that's okay. Okay. Now we've got the base color pretty much applied here. Shabam. There we go. So you can kind of see that the bottom of the robe is now kind of a nice dark cool gray. We'll have to give that a bit of a time to dry. So in the meantime, let's go on and let's do something else. Let's do something on Krampus here. What do you say? We got a couple of spots left on his sack that doesn't have any colors. So let's get in there, get some color laid down on that. And I thought it'd be an interesting thing to go for maybe a stitched fabrics where you could have multiple colored fabrics, white, yellow, blue, purple, whatever you'd like. And I figured that maybe he'd be a little bit more heinous, a little bit more, kind of evil. And we're gonna make his satchel out of skin. Because why not? It's Krampus. That's how he rolls. And if I didn't mention it in the last video, I'm going to mention it again. I want to give a special thanks to the Skellington Ghost, who set me just a little bit more on the proper path of the proper Christmas tales, as it were. You know, make sure that we know make sure that I knew who was what and what was who and all that kind of stuff. So, thank you very much. That was fantastic. I don't mind at all being wrong. And if you know something that I don't and I've made an error, by all means, let me know. Because then I will hopefully not make that error again. Okay. So we've pretty much finished the base coats for the sack. So it's got all kinds of different colors of different flesh tones on it. It's got light Caucasian to a deeply tanned. And then we're just going to give it a nice wash and get her done. There we go. So we wait for that to dry up. Let's go back to Father Christmas. Go back to old Saint Nick here. And by the way, the last color that I used was Kislev Flesh from the Citadel range. Again, like I said, all my paints that I'm using are Citadel. So the next color that we're going to use is called Rust Gray. And I find it to be a beautiful companion highlight piece, or highlight color, to the Fang. And those of you out there who play Space Wolves also know that this is more or less the color that you're using, or the colors that you're using to paint your armor. So you know where I'm coming from. So what we're doing here is we're picking out the high end of the folds and kind of leaving the Fang color in the deeper part of the crevices. And my paint is a little bit more watered down than normal. And what we're going to do is we're just going to build up layers. Get it looking all nice and festive. I hope everybody's having a good holiday season so far. Hope everybody's getting wherever they're going nice and safe. You know, if you're off to see relatives or other loved ones, I hope that all your travels are safe and you get where you're going in one piece. Because that is not a good holiday. Okay. So again, all we're doing is just building up the layers, the same color, fanning them out, making sure that we leave the the darker blue gray in the recesses of the folds. There you go. Make sure kind of see him coming out there. Kind of see that he's got a slightly lighter gray color going on. Okay. Now, I wasn't quite sure what to do for the rim of Krampus's satchel on his back. Thinking maybe almost like a straw or a thatch. And to do that, we're going to base it out in Zandri dust. I think it'll look pretty good. And what we'll do after that is we'll give it a wash. And then go back in and give it a quick highlight. Now, I think maybe the kid will be in blues. We can have a blue snowsuit or whatever on. So we'll get the blues out here in a little bit and we'll get him done up. Yeah, I think he's coming along quite nicely. You kind of see that the ring around the satchel there, or the ring at the top of the satchel, not ring around the satchel, but the ring around the top of the satchel is kind of, we're going to kind of make it look like a kind of a thatched look to it. Okay, so we're done with the Russ and we're done with the Fang. Now we're going to go back and we're going to use white scar and again we're going to thin the paint a little bit more than we probably normally would do. And we are going to build up layers. Alright. And this one here, again, you'll keep it just a little bit thinner, making sure that some of that mid-range color shows through. It's not that great at the moment, but you can kind of see that we're starting to work up the whites, the white of the robe. And it's all about thin layers, working it up. And you can add as much white as you want. Leaving as much of the other colors underneath as you want or not want. And it's been a long time since I've done a white, but that's okay. It'll look okay. All about layers and working it up. You can kind of see now he's got some nice white robes with some nice deep folds in it. But I kind of like the deep folds. And with the grays that we used, it kind of kind of looks real. There we are. You can clearly see the folds and stuff like that. Now, like I said, if you want to, you can work it up a little bit more. Take your time. Leave less of the gray, of the dark gray showing through, and just build up your layers. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the, you kind of see there, he's got almost like little things that are hanging down. I'm not sure what the term is. I bet you somebody out there does, and if they do, post in the comment section. Let us know what it's called. And if we look at the box art kind of shows it kind of a gold yellow color. So let's make it a gold yellow color. Let's kind of copy the box art on this one. So I'm going to go in with Averland's Sunset, which is a nice good base yellow. Always make sure that you give your paints a good shake, and something tells me this one's just about had it. Yeah. Might have to go and invest in another Averland Sunset. But we'll see if we can't squeak out this last project. I have to go and do that. You can kind of see now it's kind of got a gold yellow look to it. I'll let that dry up, and as you can see, it's, you know, we don't have a lot of work left on these guys. They're pretty much done. Maybe a little bit of a highlight, brighten up the flesh a little bit. Maybe highlight the robe, give the robes a bit of a highlight. Maybe the bag. It's Santa. Santa's done. The snowmen are mostly done. Just pick out a few little things. Like on one of them I have the nose, the corncob pipe, and the flower. He's done. We have the reindeer left here, and we have to do the antlers, the collar, and the bell, and he'll be finished too. And then it's just basing, and what we're going to do for basing is we're just going to slather on a basing material or basing paint called Valhallan Blizzard from Citadel, and it's a textured paint that kind of looks like, well, I mean, it's supposed to look like snow, so it looks like snow. So we're just going to throw that on the bases, and hopefully it'll be we're collar done here shortly. So let's find some nice yellow for a highlight. I hope my yellows haven't died. Oh, this one's fresh. There we go. Now, there isn't a lot of folds on these, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna give it a bit of an edge highlight. There we go. It's hard to see, I know. Unfortunately, I don't have the greatest camera in the world at the moment, but we're going to work on that. I'm pretty much just going to leave it like that. I think it looks pretty good. Now, going back to Krampus, we're going to take Egrax Earthshade, which is basically almost your go-to shade color. Your two heaviest ones that you're going to use most often is this one and the Nuln Oil, which is a black. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to give this a slight wash over. To help pick out the details, help fill in the crevices. And personally, I think that the sack on his back will just pop. It'll look quite amazing. Huh. Okay. Alright, well that's pretty much it for me, at least today. We got we're 90% finished this set. They will be finished, and we'll have a small gallery so that you guys can take a peek at them and see what you think later. But before I go, what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a little bit of the Valhalla Blizzard and we're going to apply it to the base. Now, Citadel Paints, of course, has a wonderful tool. It's their texture tool, and basically what you do is you just take a little bit and just kind of schmook it around. And it kind of, and it looks like snow, which is really nice. Now, one of the things that you might want to do is you might want to give the base a different texture first and then put little patches of snow on it. But I mean, again, these are your miniatures. Do what you like. If you want a nice, crisp field of white snow, have at her. Fill up the entire base. Ain't nobody stopping you from doing whatever you feel like. I think for Santa, I'm going to try and give him a nice field of white snow. I'm not going to worry about any other vegetation or anything like that. You can kind of see, I mean, it's spotty at the moment, but you can kind of see. Oh, he's starting to walk in a winter wonderland, isn't he? Okay. Well, I hope everybody out there has a great Christmas, has a great holiday season, and we'll see you in the new year. In the new year, we're probably going to tackle some lovely Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by IDW Games. So until then, paint safe, get out there and sling some paint. Have a good night, everyone.